Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. I'm your host, Mike Bara in Seattle, Washington, and it is a, excuse me, Toxically Masculine Tuesday. It's great to be with you guys. Okay, I got us a little bit of news today, and we'll do a little question and answer in the chat, and then I got to go to a dentist appointment, so I'm heading off to do that. Again, reminder, tomorrow is the last show of the week. I'm going to be back on with Jen for Tell the Truth Wednesday, and then I've got to go catch a plane to Texas. So it's great to be here. Great to be with you guys. All right, let's take a look at what's what's in the news, and it is really pretty interesting stuff today. Even though there's only a few items that I really think are worth noting, but they're things that we should probably pay attention to, and it'll be fun to get Jen's perspective on them when the time comes. The first thing I want to do is talk about, there was a rumor that started going around yesterday, and it basically went like this. It was repeated by a Twitter feed called Shocks SS that I like to pay attention to. She has a lot of good rumors, or whoever's running it. But she passed this one along. It said, someone very important just went to Cheyenne Mountain, and it wasn't fake actor Biden. And this was yesterday, implying that yesterday somebody had gone to Cheyenne Mountain. And Jen and some other people were like, well, what's Cheyenne Mountain? What does that mean? Well, Cheyenne Mountain is part of a military complex for the North American Air Defense Command, or NORAD. It is now a Space Force installation. So NORAD used to be designed for all the air cover, all the space cover for the United States aerial defense, specifically with regard primarily with the Soviet Union and China. And it was created back in the 1960s and 70s. They built this actually after the Cuban Missile Crisis. And as you go through, it's located in Cheyenne Mountain, right basically in the middle of Colorado, pretty close to the middle of the country. And this is Cheyenne Mountain, excuse me, allergies today. Basically before they dug into the mountain and built this incredible complex. It's located again in Colorado, pretty much in the center of the country. And this is what it looks like on the inside, or at least the brief little bits of information will give us about it. It's where they basically monitor all sorts of communications, radar, what's going on in space, what's going on in the air. It's where you would monitor everything that was happening if you were going to be, if the president was going to be there, it would be during a time of war. This would be the ideal place to be. Here's a look at the entrance, the vault door to get you inside Cheyenne Mountain. It's been depicted in films and television before, and it's actually really similar to the concept of this movie called Colossus, the Foreman Project, which was basically built around the idea of this massive U.S. defense computer built inside of a mountain in Colorado. And that, by the way, that's a great movie, Toxically Masculine movie. Absolutely should watch it. There's Eric Braden and Gordon Pinsett showing you the concept. And really, this does absolutely fit the concept that was put together. And most people don't know a lot about it. Here is the actual entrance. There is a single entrance, and essentially it is considered to be blast proof. It's self-sustaining. It cannot be penetrated by any kind of nuclear weapons. So it is a very, very sophisticated very, very sophisticated facility. And of course, the rumor is just that. It's a rumor. It was implied that somebody, perhaps Donald Trump, actually went to the complex yesterday, which is really, to my mind, kind of interesting considering some of the other stuff that's been going on in the news. For instance, on Saturday, or maybe it was Saturday, there were 654 military planes up for some sort of operation. Jen told us yesterday that it had to do with a threat, a very specific threat, which may have in fact been a nuclear threat, but we don't know for sure, somewhere in the continental United States. Yesterday it calmed down. Sunday it calmed down. Monkey Works had very little activity, but whatever was going on was kind of a big deal. So it's possible this report has something to do with this threat situation. If you needed to protect the POTUS, the ideal place for him to be would not necessarily be in one of the airborne command posts or Air Force One, because if you had an EMP, excuse me, nuclear event, you would have a situation where that plane could be knocked out of the sky, even though it's shielded But if he was inside Cheyenne Mountain, that's literally the safest place he could be. And the other thing that's important is it's Space Force. It's not Air Force, it's Space Force. And we know Space Force is going to be loyal to President Trump. There's one other bit I wanted to show you about this. Where is it? That's not it. No, I guess that is what I wanted to show you guys. So basically, something's going on. We don't know exactly what, but it is really interesting stuff. And it's also interesting that it happened apparently on 4/4. Why does 4/4 matter? 4/4, 4/5, and 4/6. Well, there is something that came out, and some of you guys that are on Telegram have probably seen it. There is a Donald Trump calendar out, and it seems to have omitted 3 days. April 4th, April 5th, and April 6th, because it jumps from Friday the 1st, Saturday the 2nd, Sunday the 3rd, and then suddenly it's Monday the 7th on this calendar. Now, could this be a Photoshop? I guess. Apparently it's not, from everything I've read so far. I'll have to wait and see what you guys tell me in the reports about it. But thank you. Details are hidden while you share your screen. Thank you, Google Chrome. But it is pretty bizarre. Now, remember, everybody thinking about the so-called 3 days of darkness. Could we be in the middle of the 3 days of darkness? I do not know. I do not know if that's what's going on here, but it is a pretty curious set of coincidences. Now, if POTUS is in Cheyenne Mountain, if that is where he is, and we will ask that question very specifically of Jen tomorrow, he's there because we're going to war. He's there because battle is beginning. He's there because whatever's going to happen maybe in the U.S. It was either 3 days or 10 days, Laura. It depends. It goes back and forth. So some people have said 3, some people have said 10. So if that's really the situation, that he is there, then I think it means something very significant. No, guys, it's been 10 days of darkness. It's been 3 days of darkness. It's 10 days darkness, not 10 days of darkness. It's gone back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But if Trump is there during this 3-day period, which is missing apparently from his calendar, it could mean that we're right smack in the middle of something very, very important and very, very unusual. So, again, this stuff is pretty curious, along with some other things that happened. Now, yesterday, Jen heard about something that was going on that came up, and it was this. It was not the football game. It was that some people were asking, it was a video she saw, is Donald Trump the president? And the answer from Siri was, Donald John Trump, born June 14th, 1946, is the 45th and current president of the United States. So Jen checked it on her phone, and I think this is actually a screenshot of her phone. And it said that exact same thing. Now, I did the same bit with my iPhone yesterday. I asked, hey, Siri, is Donald Trump the president? And I got this exact same answer. He is the 45th and current president of the United States. Now, when she asked about Joe Biden, and I don't know the exact wording of this question, what she got is Joe Biden is from the United States of America, head of government 2021, from 2021 forward. Now, remember, the 45th and current president of the United States versus United States of America, head of government. What does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. The United States is the original Republic of the United States, which was created by the Articles of Confederation way back before the actual Revolutionary War. That's the Republic. The United States of America is the corporate 1871 incorporated pretend version of the United States government that was created in 1871, the Treaty of 1871, and there's a bunch of information about that. We'll have to do a show on that sometime. And it says that Joe Biden is the head of government, meaning he has very limited powers. This would also make Donald Trump the commander-in-chief. So I don't think these two things are accidents. I got to ask Jen again exactly how she asked this question of Siri. You can see the Siri logo there, because I didn't get this answer. I got some bullshit answer about how Joe Biden is the president, but I do believe her that she absolutely did it correct. So we'll talk about that tomorrow on the show. But this means a couple things. It could mean that what we've been hearing all along is that Trump is, in fact, the president. Joe Biden is the pretend president of the corporation. And by the way, the corporation should be all but dissolved by now, which could be what we're seeing playing out. We could be seeing this military on high alert stuff because we are about to see the playing out of the end of the United States corporation and the head of the corporation disappearing, going away forever. So that's kind of what I got here in today's news. There isn't a whole lot of other stuff. I've been going through like the Gateway Pundit, and it's the usual stuff. Disney cruise ship employees caught molesting 11-year-old girl on camera. Big shock. The dishonest media, the lies, the Pope removes the cross from an event in Malta so as not to upset the illegal Muslim immigrants, things like that. Again, more stuff having to do with election fraud coming forward in Wisconsin and other states, but nothing really moving in any significant way. So I find that kind of interesting. It's a slow news day. Going to have to wait and see what goes on. Yesterday, we did have an event where we had the college basketball game on. And near the end of the game, one of the players collapsed on the floor. And they said he got punched in the stomach, but there was no evidence from any video that he got hit in the stomach. He just collapsed. He started feeling sick. He couldn't go on, and he had to hang back. So he basically came out of the game. And some people are saying it might have something to do with the vaccination stuff, but we don't know for sure. Now, the other big thing that's important in the news is that Elon Musk has bought more than 9.3% of Twitter. He's now their biggest shareholder. He's been appointed to the board. He says he's looking forward to working with Predrag or Prorag or whatever the guy's name is, who's currently running Twitter. And as I posted on my Twitter feed, which of course is completely suppressed, you can't work with these people. These radical, insane progressives, there's no working with them. You have to destroy them. You absolutely have to get rid of these people. And I don't just mean off of corporate boards. So I think it's an interesting development. We'll wait and see if there's any changes on Twitter. If I get my old Twitter accounts back under my own name, then I'll be impressed. Right now, I am not particularly impressed by any of that stuff. Okay, 190 of you guys in the live stream. A lot of you on Mike Bara 2. Remember, Mike Bara 2 is probably going to get somebody's going to catch up with it, take it down because of some of the stuff that we talk about on these shows openly. Mike Bara 2, Mike Bara 2, Mike Bara 3, Mike Bara 333. Those videos are going to come down at the end of the show. And the only place you're going to be able to see the show after that is to go directly to mikebara.blogspot.com and watch the show there, where it will be linked to the Rumble site. Get over to Rumble. Go to Rumble, go to Real News Live, the Real News Live channel, sign up. And hey, Mike, what's the chance of getting Paul from New Gen Coin? That's a great idea. I'll talk to Paul about that if and when I ever do a show again. It's going to be, I'm going to have to take a break from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I think it'd be a great idea to have him on next week, maybe on Deep Thought Thursday. He'd be a good guest. I will talk to Paul about that. I think it's a great idea. So anyway, the place to go is go to Rumble, sign up for an account, subscribe to Real News Live, watch our shows there, or go directly to mikebara.blogspot.com. Now, that brings us to New Gen Crypto, our sponsors. What is New Gen Crypto? Well, New Gen Crypto is the first of the asset-backed currencies. The question always comes up, are there any asset-backed currencies? And up to this moment, the answer to that has always been no. But now we actually do have an asset-backed currency. It's called New Gen Crypto, and they've signed up with us as a sponsor, newgencrypto.com. We love them. They've been great to us. So the community will have its own currency exchange. What that means is you don't have to buy the coin directly through or through a middleman like Coinbase or some other exchange. You will buy it directly from the New Gen community current currency exchange, which is going to be based in Lithuania, and it's going to be secured on the blockchain chain, meaning that your cryptocurrencies are going to be safe. They cannot be stolen. They're also giving out staking contracts. If you stake your new gen crypto in the staking system, you can get up to 0.35, or you can get 0.35% interest compounded daily. What that means is if you buy 100 new gen crypto coins and you stake it using one of the staking contracts, which, by the way, you can do as little as $50 worth of your new gen coin, staked on the system, you'll get 0.35% interest on a daily basis, meaning if you had 100 new gen coins, you'll have 101 in 3 days, and it'll just keep building and going like that as you build up your wealth portfolio. And for a limited time till the end of the month, you can earn an additional 10% in coins on all the staking contracts. I got 100 new gen coins. I got 110 in my wallet. And that is a rare thing to have a discount like that. Or actually, it's not a discount. It's a bonus of 10% if you sign up right away. So you go to newgencrypto.com, NUGENCRYPTO.com. There is a 17-minute video presentation on New Gen Crypto. And then you can create your free account to get started and monetize it with whatever amount that you want. NewGenCrypto.com. It is the first asset-backed cryptocurrency. There will be others, but we are getting in on the bottom floor on this particular currency. So go sign up, patronize our sponsors, NewGenCrypto.com, and I think that's a great idea over there on Rumble. I am definitely going to have Paul from NewGen on Thursday. If not next Tuesday, maybe we'll do it next Tuesday, but one of those days soon we will have him on. Okay, and 10% for the big guy. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Let's go before we get to the toxically masculine portion of the show. See what everybody wants to talk about. Lanny Wallace, remember when the show Jen said the head of Fox is a really, really bad guy, and then she got scared because she said his name? I vaguely remember that. Christine Packer says hi to my toxically masculine self. Hello, Christine. How are you? You know, I caught some heat for some of the jokes I told yesterday from some of the ladies. Too bad. I'm going to make jokes. I'm going to make jokes about men and women. I'm going to make jokes about masculine and feminine. There are things men are better at than women. There are things women are better at than men. Acknowledging that reality is not, it's not chauvinistic. It's reality. Okay. Just like the reality of you don't have pronouns, you have genitalia. Okay. Obama is visiting the White House today. Yeah, I suppose we should watch that, but it's, pretty weak. Isn't that the Stargate site, Cheyenne Mountain? Yeah, I think it might actually be. I don't remember exactly because I didn't really watch that show. I did watch the movie. I didn't really watch the show. But look, Trump, 3 days missing on the calendar, Cheyenne Mountain rumor, Space Force. You figure it out. Looks like something was going on. Yeah, that is a big one. Stargate, other people are saying, yeah, Stargate. I had an open view of that mountain in Colorado with my P1000. I got lots of strange flying things on video. Well, Space Force, I would expect them to have some sort of air base there inside the mountain, probably. It said that Russia's biggest bunker can hold over 100,000 people. These bunkers, it's like, let's be real. If they ever do have these doomsday bunkers, you know what it's going to be? It's going to be a bunch of wealthy older men and a bunch of young girls. That's the only people that are getting in. So if you don't fit into those categories, you ain't getting in. That's the way they're going to work it. Yeah, I thought it was 10 Days of Darkness. It's 10 or 3. Been nice knowing you guys. Okay, where are you going, Jules? Did Jules say something about leaving earlier? Did we miss that? No? All right. Kathleen Alba Perez says, Mark Z's evening program said his military contacts told him for us to be prepared, not scared. That's correct. Mark did say that last night. I think it's very important to remember. He said, be prepared, because it looks like there's a lot of things going on. There's some stuff happening in Iraq that is kind of interesting. but kind of implies that there might be some activity. Mark said that what he's hearing for activity from Iraq for their revaluation is 4th, 5th, and 6th. Well, we're dead set in the middle of that. And he also said leaning more towards late evening Iraq time today, which is right about now. So let's hope. Let's hope something's like that. Putin did tell Biden he is president of nothing on their phone call. He did, because if the corporation doesn't exist anymore, he's absolutely right with that. I met a new neighbor yesterday. Guess who he grew up with? Joe Biden. Was he a kid rapist then too? Kenneth B. from my mouth to God's ears. There you go. Juju Apple. I'm rooting for Putin. Yeah. I wonder what Obama is going to do at the White House today. Did you hear that QAnon postcard mailing with a QR code on it that was mailed out all over England? Yeah, I hear these rumors. I have people saying, "Oh, Q is back posting on Truth Social." No, he's not. Those are not Q posts. Okay, that's somebody pretending to be Q, but I don't think they're Q posts. We'll have to ask Candace one of these Saturdays. Victoria, does your neighbor say this is a different Joe? Victoria says, no, that is Joe. I don't think it's Joe, to be honest. Just join at Titter. It's more fun than Twitter. Okay, anybody else? Yeah, Crystal Love, does that mean BHO is being tried? I didn't think of that, Lisa Western. Maybe that's why he's going to the White House, for his trial. Because they have been having trials in there, according to several different sources. Phil and Jen, actually. Wow, a lot of people making asset comments here. No, Jen did not get swatted. That was Stu Peters got swatted. Any TV coming up for you? Yeah, the show I just taped over the last weekend is going to be on soon. That's called The Fast History of UFOs. And then I'm going to be doing another episode of the Shatner Show, The Unexplained, very soon, about the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah, that was Stu Peters posted that. Did he get hacked? We don't know, but that's what he said. Didn't Brooks say one of the 4 fallen angels was in Cheyenne Mountain? I did not hear him say that, but if he did, that's very, very interesting stuff. I'll have to ask him. Mike, you really need to look into David Strait and his material. He discusses the corporation. What's he going to tell me that I don't already know? Now, I may not talk about it, but guys, I already know all about this. I know everything about the U.S. corporation, all of it. In fact, I probably know more than this guy does. So great, watch his videos. That way I don't have to make a video to tell you about it. I don't know that he's officially in control. He is the largest shareholder. That does not make him in control. Timothy Hanlon says, a close friend of my family went to University of Delaware with Biden. I bet he's got some stories. Did he talk about Biden killing his wife so he could marry his babysitter? So Steve Bannon on a show this morning before signing off said, I'm going to Mar-a-Lago to watch a premiere of a 2-hour movie tonight. This is going well. I wonder what movie it is. It could be a really interesting movie, or it could be an indication that Trump is not in Cheyenne Mountain. So Lanny Wallace, I had dinner with Mike Lindell last night. Great guy, down to earth, as seen on TV. Wow. Well, no wonder I can't get anywhere with you, Lanny. You're dating Mike Lindell. Nancy got her first Russian ruble currency today. Yay. I got to try to get myself some of that just in case it goes way up. Said, dumbest guy he ever met. No surprise, he also got kicked out of his frat for bringing underage girls to a party. Boy, some things never change, do they? Some things never change with Joe Biden. Obama is preparing for the X-class solar flare and the calm blackout in the USA. Well, it could be a calm blackout. Could be. Mike the mechanic knows some intel on Cheyenne Mountain. I will text him and ask. Let's do that right now. By the way, I might be doing a Aliens podcast with the original Mark Z. So, all right, there's the mechanic. Do you know anything about what goes on inside Cheyenne Mountain? Period. There we go. Should have been a question mark, not a period. I'll let you know. Musk is now on the board of directors at Twitter. That was announced early this morning. That's right. The movie is Hang 'em High. Let's hope so. Shatner had a show on Russia Today that was worth watching when Russia Today was on cable in satellite. That's right. He did have a Russia Today show because he caught a lot of flack for that. He actually, like he said, he did the show for the production company, not for Russia Today. It wasn't up to him who they sold it to. Does Disney own the History Channel? Not as far as I know, but I work for lots of other networks besides the History Channel. Lanny Wallace said, "Oh my God, I would never date if he talks way too much. My ears hurt this morning. Great series though, and it was a stories though, and it was a group thing." Okay, well, just not that I'm jealous, Lanny. I'm just trying to check it out. Harold Hayden, hi man, how you doing? Okay, guys, that is what I have. Short update today. Again, I will just say stay vigilant. Let's watch what happens with Obama at the White House. Let's watch Cheyenne Mountain. I'll let you know tomorrow if I get anything back from the mechanic. But I do want to leave you with a little toxic masculinity. And what it's going to be is this. Yesterday, I was watching the college basketball game, but I kind of hate college basketball. So I was kind of flipping back and forth. But on the NFL Network, they had a game, a Seahawks game from 1987, I believe. It was the rookies, it was a rookie emphasis. It was Brian Bosworth, the Boz, and Bo Jackson, and some other rookies that were in the game that were really a big deal. And they showed this, and it really brought home to me how far we have come from appropriate masculinity in all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna just run a little clip here for you guys from the game from yesterday that I recorded on my phone. So let's just listen in just for a few seconds, and you'll get it, I think.
Really had pretty good protection initially. Inside, Howie Long takes the inside. Bill Pickell loops around from behind. But Dave Craig, still looking downfield, doesn't even seem to sense the pressure. And Greg Townsend coming in from his right, from Craig's right, makes the play. Craig really had pretty good protection initially.
You know what I noticed about this? It was Al Michaels, Dan Deerdorf, who was the guy commentating there, and Frank Gifford. You know what I didn't see or hear? I didn't hear any girl sideline reporters. I didn't hear any girl hostesses on the coverage. It was just three guys. And you know what they talked about the whole time? The football game. They didn't talk about Greg Pickell's, mother who beat cancer and then conquered her addiction to alcohol and spent 28 days. And Greg came there. None of this bullshit. And you flipped over to the college basketball game, and it was all about, yes, and then his brother who was tragically killed in a gang-related incident. It's like, none of that shit. And you know what? When guys watch sports, all we want to do is talk about football. All we want to do is learn about football, be smarter about the sports that we're watching, football, basketball, whatever it is. And our coverage and our media and our culture has become so feminized that they literally can't let you watch a fucking football game without some woman reporter who doesn't know anything about football because she never played it, yapping about somebody's cousin's mother's brother's best friend who died of cancer last year, and now he plays for her. It's just, I get it. I understand. I understand what the NFL's doing. The NFL gets about 70% of the male population to watch their games. The other 30% are nerds, gay guys, bookworms who just don't play sports and don't watch sports and are never going to. So they realized about 15 years ago when Roger Goodell took over that in order to get more women to watch, they had to feminize NFL football. That meant putting female commentators on, female sideline reporters. If you're a guy and you're a reporter, you can't get a sideline reporting job in the NFL anymore. They're all girls. Well, Jimmy Johnson told me that, and his big brother recently said that his mom got over her heroin addiction in order to have, it's like, Jesus, nobody gives a fuck. But they wanted to do it because it would appeal to women. So you have the women sideline reporters, the women hosting the NFL programs. You turn on the NFL network, every show is hosted by a girl. Like a girl who doesn't really know anything about football, who's just reading the teleprompter that the boys wrote for her. I object to this. Okay? I object to this. I understand it. And then they started taking all the violence out of the game. Why? Because when there'd be a big hit, some of the hits in that game, that 1987 game, were unbelievably vicious. And every guy's like, yeah. And all the girls are like, oh, look, his face is all purple. So they realized that if they were going to promote the NFL and grow their audience, they had to do two things. They had to go international and they had to feminize the game. And that's what they're doing. And that is the subject of toxic. Yeah, now they have a woman referee who, by the way, is probably the worst referee out there. There might be one worse, but I've seen her she can't do anything. She can't even spot the ball correctly. And now they're trying to push women coaches. Okay, so we're going to have a girl who's never actually played tackle football at anything even approaching an elite level. High school with men is going to coach NFL players. And they're going to basically be forced to treat her with respect, with a gun to their head, because if they don't, they're going to get suspended and ostracized and canceled. It's just gone too far, and I just really, really wanted to object. This is a hill I will die on. Leave our football alone. Go back to the 2007 rule book when you could take somebody's head off if they went over the middle. Get rid of the girl coaches, get rid of the girl referees, get rid of the girl commentators, get rid of the girl hostesses. Look, we're guys. We like football. We are the audience. We are the core audience of football. And whether you like it or not, what appeals to us is what should be on our coverage. And that is, we want guys who know the game to tell us about what's going on in the field. That's what we want. And if we want a girl on our broadcast, we want her to be a cheerleader. That's what we want. So it just... like it or not, that's my opinion. But who knows? I could be wrong. Thank you guys for being here. Very much. Appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow with Jen. Maybe Jen's going to read me the riot act tomorrow. I don't know. After this rant. But look, leave our football alone. Okay? It's it's quickly becoming a very, very feminized game, and a feminized game is not going to be that great. What do I think of Linda Moulton Howe? Oh, great researcher for years. She's been quite easily fooled though in the last few years. She's getting older, and she went on this whole big whistleblower story, and she went on Coast to Coast, and she talked about this guy 2 or 3 years ago. And here's a picture of him actually working at NASA. He was a NASA insider. There are pictures of Ken Johnston, my friend Ken Johnston, when he worked at NASA. So anyway, all right, agree or disagree. Hey, it's a Toxically Masculine Tuesday, and you cannot deny that. All right, everybody, have a great Tuesday. I will see you back here tomorrow. We'll catch up on some of the news. We'll talk to Jen about more what's going on and these issues, where Trump is. Is he at Cheyenne Mountain? Is he at Mar-a-Lago with Steve Bannon? We'll figure all this stuff out before I head for Texas later in the day. All right, love you guys. See you tomorrow. Have a great Tuesday, and I will see you back again on Tell the Truth Wednesday.